Good morning. Good morning. Welcome this Easter morning. Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Hobart, where we strive to put love at the center of how we show up in the world. I am Maggie Reister, your worship assistant this morning. Welcome to you, old friends and new, young and old. You are an essential part of our celebration today. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, and all loved. Just as you are welcome here. Our minister, Kathy Harrington, is not able to be with us today. She's in the hospital for observation and hopes to be released to go home soon. Today's Easter worship service will be led by members Sandy Waters, Stephanie Dowell, Rachel Kay, Jesse Wilson, and myself, Maggie Reister. Since not everyone can attend in person, we are streaming this worship service online, and we extend a special welcome to all who are joining us virtually. Another way that we walk together is by joining together for fun and fellowship. We just did it last night. In the interest of time, if you have an announcement to share, please send it in an email to Ashley in the office by Wednesday afternoon. Look for our weekly Spark. See Tiffany if you have things for the Spark. For more announcements, and if you don't receive the Spark, you can fill out a visitor form in the fellowship hall back there. But I will bring your attention very quickly, if you haven't signed up yet, for the covenanting conversations. They start this week, April 7th, 9th, or 12th. 7th is at 1 o'clock, I think. Anyway, please sign up for covenanting conversations, and we'll be in touch with you. UU History 101 is also scheduled for April 9, and movie night is April 11. Do we have any live announcements? Good. Now, please take a moment to greet your neighbor. All the beautiful souls in this room, happy Easter. How are you? I'm happy to see you. Up in the balcony. We love you all.
I just thought I would join up here and be up here to help. So then I can jump in and
Then you can do all those things. Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you. Please. Welcome. Please turn off or silence your devices, and as you do so, allow yourself to enter sacred time together. Now take a deep breath and another, and join in the spirit of reverence.
Each week during our Sunday morning worship service, we join in reciting the words of affirmation of our affirmation of faith printed in your order of service and on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
The lighting of the flaming chalice is a symbol of Unitarian Universalism. It suggests the transformation that takes place when we are held within religious community. When we light the chalice in worship, we illuminate the world that we feel called upon to serve with love and a sense of justice. Please join us in lighting our chalice by reading the words on the screen or your order of service. We gather this hour of people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our trust for truth and meaning,
Celebration of the life
we share together.
Please rise and join me in singing the doxology.
Our invocation this morning is by Jane Rzepka. O Spirit of life and renewal, we have wintered enough and mourned enough, oppressed ourselves enough. Our souls are too long cold and buried, our dreams all but forgotten, our hopes unheard. We are waiting to rise from the dead. In this, the season of steady rebirth, we awaken to the power so abundant, so holy, that returns each year through earth and sky. We will find our hearts again and our good spirits. We will love and believe and give and wonder and feel again the eternal powers. The flow of life moves ever onward through one faithful spring and another, and now another. May we be forever grateful.
And now for our opening hymn, number 269 in your gray hymnal. Lo, the day of days is here. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing.
Sandy? It's time. Our story today will be read by Sandra Waters.
When I went home last night to figure out what story I was going to use, I was looking for a whole bunch of springy things about kids planting flowers and all that kind of stuff. And then I came across a book that I probably haven't read myself for years. It was one I read to my kids quite often, and it's really fitting because it kind of lifts us up at this time of sadness and woe. It is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. We were all sitting around the big kitchen table. It was Saturday morning, pancake morning. Mom was making orange juice. Henry and I were betting on how many pancakes we could eat, and Grandpa was flipping the pancakes. Seconds later, a pancake flew through the air, headed toward the kitchen ceiling, and landed right on Henry. We all laughed, even Grandpa. All the other pancakes landed in the pan. We ate all of them, even the one that landed on Henry. That night, Grandpa told us the best bedtime story ever. He said the flying pancake made him think of it. Across an ocean, over lots of huge, bumpy mountains, across 3 large, hot deserts, and 1 smaller ocean, there lay the tiny town of Chew and Swallow. In most ways, it was like any other tiny town. It had a main street, stores, houses, trees, gardens, a schoolhouse, about 300 people, and some cats and dogs. But there were no food stores in the town of Chew and Swallow. They didn't need any. The only thing that was really different about Chew and Swallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. It never rained rain. It never snowed snow. And it never blew just wind. It rained things like soup and juice. It snowed mashed potatoes and green peas. And sometimes the wind blew in storms of hamburgers. Every morning, people watched the weather report on TV to find out what they would eat that day. They would even hear a prediction for the next day's food. When the townspeople went outside, they carried their plates, cups, glasses, forks, spoons, knives, and napkins with them. That way, they would always be ready for any kind of weather. If there were leftovers, the people took them home and put them in their refrigerator in case they got hungry between meals. By the time they woke up in the morning, breakfast was coming down. First, there was a shower of orange juice. Then low clouds of sunny-side-up eggs moved in, followed by pieces of toast. Butter and jelly sprinkled down for the toast, and most of the time it rained milk afterwards. For lunch one day, frankfurters and rolls blew in from the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. There were mustard clouds nearby. Then the wind shifted to the east and brought in baked beans. A drizzle of soda finished off the meal. For dinner one night, there were lamb chops, becoming heavy at times, with occasional ketchup. Periods of peas and baked potatoes were followed by gradual clearing, with a wonderful Jell-O setting in the west. The sanitation department of Chew and Swallow had to remove the food that fell on the houses and sidewalks and lawns. The workers cleaned things up after every meal and fed all the dogs and cats. Then they emptied the leftovers into the ocean for the fish and turtles and whales to eat. Life for the townspeople was delicious until the weather took a turn for the worse. And the headline says, "Spaghetti ties up the town." One day there was nothing but gorgonzola cheese all day long. The next day there was only broccoli, all overcooked. And the next day there were Brussels sprouts and peanut butter with mayonnaise. Another day there was a pea soup fog. No one could see where they were going, and they could barely find the rest of the meal that got stuck in the fog. The food was getting larger and larger. One Tuesday, there was a hurricane of bread and rolls all day long and into the night. There were soft rolls and hard rolls. There was white bread and rye and whole wheat toast. No one had ever seen such big slices of bread or such large rolls before. It was a terrible day. People had to stay indoors. The mess took the sanitation workers 4 days to clean up, and the sea was full of floating rolls. To help out, people piled up as much bread as they could in their backyards. It stayed there and got very hard and very stale. There was a storm of pancakes one morning and a downpour of maple syrup that nearly flooded the town. A huge pancake covered the school. No one could get it off, so they had to close the school. Lunch one day brought 15-inch drifts of cream cheese and jelly sandwiches. Everyone ate themselves sick, and the day ended with a stomachache. There was an awful salt and pepper wind, followed by an even worse tomato tornado. People were sneezing themselves silly. This town was a mess. There were seeds and tomato pulp everywhere. The sanitation department gave up. The job was too big. Everyone feared for their lives. They couldn't go outside most of the time. Many houses had been hit by giant meatballs. Stores were boarded up, and there was no more school for the children. So they decided to leave the town of Chew and Swallow. They had to. The people made rafts out of giant pieces of stale bread glued together with peanut butter and set sail for a new land. After sailing for a week, they reached a small, friendly town. They built houses for themselves out of their rafts. The children began school again, and the adults found jobs. Biggest change they had to make was getting used to buying their food at a supermarket. Nothing came down from the sky except rain and snow. Clouds above their heads were not made of fried eggs. No one ever got hit by a hamburger again. And nobody dared to go back to Chew and Swallow to find out what had happened to it. They were too afraid. Henry and I were awake until the very end of Grandpa's story. I remember his goodnight's kiss. The next morning we woke up to see snow falling outside our window. We ran downstairs for breakfast and ate it a little faster than usual so we could go sledding with Grandpa. It's funny, but even as we were sliding down the hill, we thought we saw a giant pat of butter at the top, and we could almost smell mashed potatoes.
Each week, we share a portion of our Sunday offering with a social justice cause outside of our church walls. This month, we are sharing our loose change collection with Northwest Indiana Pride Fest. That didn't change, did it? No? Yes? Help. I need help then. Donations in the baskets will go to sustaining the mission of the church. And the congregation, and donations in the cups go to...
I apologize, I don't have a written statement, but it's going to the Lasagna project. It's an interfaith group. It's an interfaith project. It was the first one was just a few weeks ago with the Methodist Church. They use the Methodist kitchen. They make lasagnas for local people. The collection in the cups helps buy the goods to make the lasagna. All the making of lasagna is by volunteers from our church and other churches. It goes all to local people in need of food. So thank you.
Thank you, Pete. For those not with us in person today, there is an online link for both one-time and regular donations. And I see I have our volunteers. the center of our service and in the center of our lives. Let us pause to honor the silences of the world. Let us open our hearts to a place of quiet, the silent prayer for the healing of pain and the soft, gentle coming of love. This prayer is by Lisa Garcia Sampson. Spirit of life and love, Spirit that lives within us and between us and among us right now. Within this beloved community and in our work for collective liberation, may we continue to weave the web of possibility and hope. But more than that, may this church be the site of healing, joy, and freedom. May we refuse to let our spirits be depleted and hardened by the forces of hate. Instead, may we open ourselves to be nourished and transformed by the movement for justice, knowing that our collective story is not what we are fighting against, but what we are fighting for. For ours is the work of creation. Ours is the work of inviting people into an irresistible movement, rooted in our belief that a new world is possible. And the center of our work is love and joy and the spirit of abundance. These are the things we are fighting for, and these are the things we are fighting with. May we know deep in our bones that this is the call of our faith. Amen, and blessed be. Let us pause for a moment of silence. I now invite you to light a candle of memory or hope, or just sit quietly as the music holds you in a meditative space. Now let us fill this sacred space with the names of the loved ones we hold close in our hearts this morning, some suffering in sorrow, some celebrating in joy. Kathy. Mary. Tina. The breath of nature is upon us, the spirit of life is within us, and the community of love is around us. So be it, and amen. Joys and sorrows are a time to share personal joys that you are celebrating so that we can celebrate with you as a community. It's also time to share personal sorrows that weigh on our hearts so that we can support one another in our times of sorrow or grief. Keep in mind that this part of the service excludes our online members and friends and visitors. around. That happens. Or memories come, or someone needs you. You eat food. That happens. You walk down the road, share a recollection. Life happens, keeps happening. The dead don't rise, but we do. One day it happens. You take a breath, and it doesn't hurt to breathe. Start to see people again, really see them. Hope rises, community rises, you rise, we rise, life rises. Not because death isn't real, crucifixion is not just pretend, but something else is just as real and maybe even more real. Something happens next. That is the other thing we know for sure. Life rises, outrage rises, love rises, faith rises, tears rise, hope rises. This I do believe. It should be on.
Is it on? Hello. So as Maggie mentioned earlier, Kathy is in the hospital getting checked on. And so,
Might be watching.
or she could be watching, so hello. So we are a community, and we are going to share, since this came up, just yesterday, we are going to share stories of our memories of Easter or of spring, since not all of us are, grew up around Easter celebrations. So I'll go ahead and start us off, and then I'll just bring the microphone around, kind of like Joys and Sorrows, if anybody cares to share a memory. So I grew up Greek Orthodox. Do I not have any pockets? Oh, there we go. That feels better. So I grew up Greek Orthodox. So this is actually Palm Sunday this year. We're a week different. So I grew up calling this regular Easter. This is regular Easter, which worked out as a kid great, because usually we got 2 Easter baskets. We went to church for regular Easter with my dad's side of the family, my dad's grandmother or mother, to the Methodist church, and then I grew up going to the Greek church. So in my adult life now, our tradition. So what I'll be doing next weekend is we go to my aunt's house in Peoria, and whoever arrives Friday, we go to the Good Friday service, which has always been my favorite. It's a very beautiful service. It's very long though. It's very long. So some of my family have been known to come like halfway through.
How long is it?
It's like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. But it's beautiful. They sing, you sing like these funeral dirges, which are in these minor keys, and it's just very, I don't know why I looked at you for the minor keys. But it's very beautiful. Everybody sings it from the pews. And then at a certain point in the service, they turn all the lights off and everybody has candles. So it's just lit by candlelight. And you sing a little bit more. And then there's this, I forget what it's called. It's a replica, or the tomb of Christ. It's built out of flowers. And it's carried by the altar boys, and the priest leads a procession, and you go outside, and we process around the church 3 times with the candles, and it's very beautiful, and you sing as you're processing around, and then we go back to my aunt's house, and everybody just has fun, and then the rest of the weekend in my family anyway, we just gather. It's just family time gathering. So that's it's a tradition that we are carrying on since my grandmother, my yaya, passed away, and since my mom passed away, and my aunt and uncle are getting older in their years, and so now it's me and my cousins that are planning it to keep up that tradition, so that it doesn't, as you get older, it's the next generation that has to plan these family traditions to keep them going, right? So yeah. So would anybody else like to share a memory or traditions? Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Teresa, and this was on my mind. I've been thinking about it, so this is perfect that you did this. But I grew up in Chicago, and on the South Side. But in my neighborhood coming up, it was pretty much loaded with immigrants, Polish, Slavic, and I'm going to say Lithuanians a little further away, further down. But anyway, one of the traditions we had in the Catholic Church in ethnic and Polish tradition was that on Saturday, on Holy Saturday, you would bring a basket of food that you would eat on Sunday, and the priest would bless it, right? So one year, I had to be about 8 or 9 years old, my grandmother, who lived with us, and she only spoke Polish, she decided that she was going to get my father to bring a laundry basket filled with food, like a whole ham, the sausage, the sauerkraut, you name it. All these 11 or 12 things that you had to have. And so he did that. He was so angry, because you can imagine it was like a full basket. It was this big that he had to carry in the church. But that's the only way she wanted to do it that year. She didn't want to just take slices of stuff. So that memory just really, for some reason, over this week, really, hit me. I guess I was channeling my grandmother and my dad, But I wanted to share.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, Marianne?
Yes, I'd like to share a memory that I have from my childhood. It was a very big deal, and we all literally prayed for good weather for Easter. I come from a large family who comes from a large family. Let me help you understand. My mom was one of 16 children. I had aunts and uncles old enough to be my grandparents, and aunts and uncles young enough to be my siblings. I have literally over 100 first cousins, because a lot of them continued the tradition of having tons of children. So anyway, so picture this. We all met at one of my older aunt's houses. She lived on 2 acres, needed it for this size family. We had to break up into smaller groups so you can hunt the Easter eggs with your age group. So it was literally a day-long Easter egg hunt, broken up by Easter lunch. There was no church on the day that we can go to my Aunt Betty's house. But it was like a big deal, and it's like the weather was sour. We knew we were going to church instead of to Aunt Betty's house. And then we would meet after church at Aunt Betty's house to have Easter lunch. But it was a day-long Easter egg hunt where the bigger kids, the teenagers, would take the toddlers out to hunt for their eggs, and it would just go up. And the prizes were always bigger, so it was a donation effort to get all the eggs and all the gifts and everything. So that was, to me, a big deal.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Duncan. I was thinking, with Easter coming, a little about the idea of rebirth, and not being a Christian, I couldn't relate to it directly, but it had been a tough winter with illness and flying out to New England to try to take care of my elderly parents. and just feeling tired all the time, and it seemed like pretty dark weather. But in the last few days, Carl and I were able to get outside and walk around the block as we enjoy doing, and breathe the beautiful fresh air, and noticing the buds coming out on all the trees and the flowers getting ready to come out. And it just felt like a quickening of life. And I remembered the words of a poet who was in my church in Framingham, Massachusetts. And the last words of the poem were, "To see the miracle take place once more, once more."
Thank you. I think there was somebody over here. Oh, Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I wish our city would have had Easter egg hunts like your family party, because all I remember was going with my 2 little sisters and little brother and having to drag them to the park, and then watch out that they weren't trampled or knocked down, or eggs being snatched away from them if they found one, and everybody just coming home crying because all the big kids took all the good stuff and got all the big baskets, and we got, maybe if we were lucky, between the 4 of us, we got 1 little egg, and it was just, horrendous. But my mom would find little eggs or something, or little pieces of candy, and put them out in our backyard, and we'd have our own Easter egg hunt, which didn't really amount to much, but it was usually jelly beans, and I got to have all the black ones because nobody else liked them, and so I was like, yay! So yeah, that's my memory of Easter. Black jelly beans. Woohoo!
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything? Oh, yeah.
This is kind of an odd one. I was working or volunteering at a nature center near Cedar Rapids, Iowa one spring, and we were doing a controlled burn to, control shrubby weeds and other in the meadow. And we're in the middle of this burn, and somebody suddenly yells, "Stop, stop, there's a bird's nest." And we all start stomping out the flames in that area, and we go and we find this charred egg and turn it over, and it's purple underneath. It's a leftover from the Easter egg hunt the week before.
Oh, Maggie? Oh, Sandy.
Like Terry, I grew up with the Polish Easter, which for Poles, Easter is probably the most important religious holiday. And every year when we had dinner at my grandparents' house, my grandfather would have wafers, or actually, they were like the size of a greeting card that the priest had blessed, and he would break it up and pass it out to us. And when my kids were little, we did RE here with them. I wanted to make sure, though I was no longer a practicing Catholic, that was long ago, that I wanted to teach them about what was going on around them in the world, so that they had some understanding of unusual or strange things that they saw. And I thought I had impressed that upon my daughter. My daughter now lives in Brooklyn and has 2 grandchildren, my 2 grandsons. And the 6-year-old, they were out last Sunday in the neighborhood. They live in Brooklyn, and he's a Brooklynite through and through. And the 6-year-old is looking at the people around him that are walking around, coming out of churches and everything, and he said, "What the hell? Why are all those people walking around carrying grass?" It was Palm Sunday. So yeah, so that's his concept of Easter, is people walking around carrying grass.
I don't know how many people remember the Easter bonnet song. Or if you got like a new outfit for Easter, if it was a big deal to get dressed up for Easter. But that was a really important thing to me as a young child. And when I was young, I remember wearing gloves and a hat and a new coat. It was so exciting. I think even young enough, I even had a petticoat. It was wonderful. And even the people that didn't usually go to church, they went to church on Easter. But that's what I remember, is getting dressed up, and I thought it was really cool. I think I even had little lace on my anklets. Happy Easter.
I think we have room for one more, last one, if anybody has one. Or that would be a good one to end on also. Oh, one more.
My name is Carla, and I was just thinking about our family. Just after the war, my grandmother had been a cook, and now she was running a boarding house, and she'd bring everybody over, and she'd cook breakfast for Easter, for any Sunday actually, which included, the oatmeal, the eggs, the muffins, whatever. It was just this huge long breakfast. And then she would cook dinner, and this was after church, because it was a very Catholic scene, and my aunt played the piano, but we children would go out and create skits. And the main thing that I was remembering was how we would come back and do a skit for these people, and I thought, why are all these adults sitting around talking so much? It seemed like what a waste of, like, what are they talking about? Anyway, that's my memory of this group.
Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody, for sharing, and that was really nice. Thank you.
Please rise. Oh, are you trying to tell us something? No, okay. Please rise and join me in singing. Which one are we singing? Is it 10:30? 10:30. Siyahamba, the one we practiced this morning if you were here early. This is in your teal hymnal, number 1030.
We shall indeed. See
I invite you now to join me in reciting the words on the screen and in your order of service to accompany the extinguishing of the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, and fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and will not ever again.
And the benediction is by E.E. Cummings. I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today, and this is the Son's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and wings, and of the gay, great happening, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any lifted from the know of all nothing, human, merely being, doubt, unimaginable, you? Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are opened. May it be so. Amen and blessed be.
Holy